All of this actually worked for him. So he should go back to the drawing board, alleviate the cadre of governance in Oyo State, do better. Of course, it's a work in progress. No single governor, even after 8 years, can be able to meet the yearning and the aspiration of the people. So, for the period under review, the governor has been able to restore sanity politically, restore decorum, and in other area too. There's industrial disharmony. All of this actually worked in favor of Mr. Governor. But agenda should be set for him. He should not be carried away, because this is actually love from the people, which should not be taken for granted. There is always this permutation that once people get second term in office, they don't really want to do anything much. The governor should write his name is good by ensuring that he will do better in the second time in office than the first time. So it's a colossal endorsement as far as I'm concerned for the governor. So we say congratulations to Engineer Seyi Makinde, who had just got a second term in office.
All right, Austin. Anything stand out for you in general about the elections? Was there anything that caught your eye or caught your attention about the elections? Yes, we're getting certain news from different parts of the country. Kebbi State in particular, we hear that one was declared inconclusive. The election was declared inconclusive. Aside from that, did any event in particular catch your attention?
Yes, we have a couple of violence which ought not to be. I think some parts of Lagos, the south and southeast, and when you get to the northern part of the country too, at some point people, especially state governors, make this election a do or die affair. Don't forget, it's more or less like a referendum on the capacity and the ability of some of the state governors. So they are staying put. Some of them who have served out their second term, they want to ensure that their loyalists takes over from them, from the same party. And some other people want to get re-election at all costs. So it's about struggling for political survival. The couple of violence that we have experienced is actually very unfortunate, very uncalled for. When we have the beavers, we have technology deployed in an election, and we still have a situation where people will be molested during election. People will be suppressed, intimidating them, not allowing them to come out to vote for the candidate of their choice. We also saw ballot materials being wasted, being destroyed in some parts of the country, which in my view not really fair and good. Generally on the part of INEC, I think IREF this time around worked. It worked. That is, I've even seen Yaga Africa assessments.
Right.
IREF work in this particular election, which means that at every point in time, we can always improve on what we have.
A bit of a vindication for INEC.
Yes, a bit of vindication for INEC. Though politicians make the election do or die, of course, this same politician will come back where their candidate win. They will say it's victory for democracy. Where their candidate lost, they will say, election should be cancelled. We have heard a lot of comment from people calling for cancellation. Like Lagos, for example, a candidate said what he got from the feed from his own people suggests that he actually won the election, or what have you. The process is evolving. I feel so strongly that in subsequent election, we'll be able to get it perfectly right. I'm eagerly looking forward to a day wherein there won't be ballot papers, wherein there won't be ballot boxes. There will not be anything to smash. Once you cast your vote, it's reflecting, and anybody anywhere can see who is winning or who is leading. So for me, let's wait gradually until we get to that process. But for INEC, as far as this election is concerned, concerning the IREF majorly, they have been able to do well. But the issue of violence here and there were particularly orchestrated by politicians. So we can do more. Those who have lost, assess the situation. Those who have won, be magnanimous in victory. In Sokoto, for example, look at the margin of win. It was the deputy governor of Tambua when he won election in 2015. You know, when he cross-carpeted to the PDP, the deputy refused to follow him.
Yeah.
The deputy contested against him in 2019. He lost. The deputy contested against his candidate now. He won. So a lot of things has played out. In that aspect, you can see a little bit of popularity. You understand? Look at Benue, for example. Look at Adamawa. Look at across the country, in the south, in the southeast. So when we put all of this together, it will help us to improve our election subsequently. But politicians must get it very clear. Election is not a do or die affair. Beavers has gradually make power to return to the people. You understand? So you must work for the people. That's the truth. When you manage to get into political office now, especially elected offices, you must work for the people. Because if you don't work for the people, they now have the weapon to pass a judgment, which is through their PVC and through the beavers. So we can always improve on what we have. I do not think because of skirmishes here and there, we should cast aspersion on the entire process, or we should call for cancellation or what have you.
Well, still on the elections, following the trend on social media, Facebook, Twitter, in the last 48 to 72 hours, there have been several discussions channeled towards tribal slurs and appearances. Some information shared on social media showed that some voters in some parts of Lagos were tribally profiled and weren't able to perform or fulfill their civic rights because they were deemed a particular tribe.
Yes, tribal settlement is one of the things that we have to deal with. If we don't deal with it and nip it in the bud, in the next 50 years, we might not be able to recover from its consequences in terms of ripple effect. That is particularly common in Lagos and some part of other places. Most time we beam our satellite on Lagos, maybe because of the peculiarity of Lagos. We also saw some news too flying across other part of the country. People don't dwell so much on them. The factor that worked in the presidential election, I keep saying it, that it will not work in the governorship election. Religion was a major factor in the governorship, in the presidential election. The one for governorship election, for example, some people said Lagos is our land. Some people said we want to reclaim Lagos. Some people said we want to take over Lagos. You understand? So the issue of religion could have played out as far as that is concerned. The presidential candidate of the ruling party in Lagos, people had issue with him. So there were some people who voted for party A in the presidential election who has now changed their mind to vote for party B. So that's the way it works. So ethnic profiling is a major issue that we just really have to do with. Because if care is not taken, is becoming more pronounced. Especially
looking
in
at
Lagos.
how deep-rooted it seems, are we going to say that one Nigeria is a myth or a sham?
See, if you talk about one Nigeria, I don't think we are there yet. That does not mean that we can't be there. I keep saying this. The worst that could happen is for us to go our separate ways. Even if we go our separate ways, DENIKE, at least we'll be neighbors to one another. That is why we need to just find a way to live in harmony. I believe in one Nigeria. I also believe that what can happen in Lagos should happen in Enugu, should happen in Kano. It shouldn't be that it must be one section of the country that certain thing could have to happen. Even politically speaking, I should be able, if someone who is not an indigene of Ibadan, for example, want to contest election and win, there's nothing wrong in that. It will deepen our democracy. It will deepen our patriotism and our brotherhood. But someone from Ibadan too should be able to win election in, say, maybe Kano, for example. So that is what we are talking about. Those who are finding this ember of discourse, they are not helping the country at all. Of course, some areas are termed cosmopolitan, but there is no how. We have 4 settlers. People will say this is my own. Other people will say this is their own. For example, we have a candidate in this just concluded election. We saw someone who is the wife of a sitting governor, who they are not from the same place. The woman went to her place to contest election. They rejected the woman because of the name she now carries. I don't know whether you are getting that. Because of the name she now carries. That is still, we are still in one Nigeria. And some other people will tell you that they can contest anywhere and they should be able to win. That should be the ideal thing ordinarily. But I want to recall when the issue of herders started, herder farmers clashes, they were killing people. A prominent Nigerian did say at that time that let us not lord it over the others. What you cannot take, don't lord it over the other. I said earlier, a gap has been created, ethnic gap, religious gap, as far as this election is concerned. If care is not taken, we may have to live with it for as long as another 40 years.
I just wanted to mention that the NHRS, that is the National Human Rights Commission, yesterday said that they would invite Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State and the chairman of Lagos State Parks Management Committee, Musliu Akinsoya, over the alleged inciting comments amid the general elections. Now, we saw the video. I don't know if you saw the video of where he mentioned something about so and so. If you don't come out to vote for a particular party, then blah blah blah. Now, some people are saying that he should have been picked up over that statement from that video that went round.
Yes, I agree.
Before the election,
we talked about it last week, and on Saturday too, we also dwell more on that. He should have been picked up. Nobody should be above the law. Whether Yahaya Bello, whether MC Oluomo, but these were not the only two videos making the rounds. I don't know whether you get the point I'm making, because people are also being selective in some of these things that we do. Anybody that have made comment that is capable of creating tension in the land should be picked up and interrogated by security officials. They should not be allowed to see the light of the day. That is how it should be. But the point really is that what is good for A should also be good for B. I said last week that MC Oluomo perhaps made some threat before the presidential election. He was not picked up. He got away with it. He now got the infantry to make other inciting statements. Of course, in a Senate client, he shouldn't even be outside parading himself on the streets during that election. He should have been picked up before that election. But we have other inciting comments all over the country where people issue threats that if you don't vote for a particular party or a particular candidate, we are going to kill you, we are going to behead you for ordinary election. That is just a contest. All of that should not play out. So apart from NHRC, let the DSS, top security agency, let them step in, because we can't continue like this. One thing we must notice that election is just for a day. It will come, it will go. Winner will emerge. But how about the wound that have been created? How about the pain that have been created? How about the enmity that has been created? We must go beyond this triviality when it comes to election. Let's talk about substance. Who has what to offer? Who can deliver better? Who has superior argument in terms of capacity to lead the country or the state? That is what our focus should be on, not where you come from. Not, oh, if you don't vote for me, we are going to kill you. If you don't vote for me, don't even bother to come out. You are suppressing the people's will. You are not allowing the people to freely express their voting choice in terms of the candidate they want to vote for. So that is wrong. All the people that are associated with that, I keep saying this, we have a lot of Oluomo in every part of the country. They must be interrogated and be dealt with as a matter of the law. People should not be allowed to do certain things and get away with them.
All right, after this break, Austin, we have you speak on INEC ruling out repeat polls where thugs disrupted, the voting process and all of that. That's after these messages. Stay with us.
FM 94.9.
It's time to enjoy fast and reliable internet connection for less.
It's time to go big in the INT'L Home Broadband All-Time Mega Offer.
It's time to take advantage in the INT'L Home Broadband All-Time Mega Offer. Get a MiFi with up to 125 gigabyte bonus data for just 5,000 naira, or a router with up to 240 gigabyte bonus data for just 10,000 naira. Visit any INT'L shop or www.airtel.com.ng/HBB now.
INT'L, the smartphone network. So, as you wake up, one first check highlight for early momo, you can't remember, say, time for school runs don't reach you. Baller wey sabi be one 4-person hand for there. How you go do your thing? Come still catch up with your game. That na baller wey sabi. How you go do your waka? Come still watch the game full time. Abi, come on, baller. Showmax dey your side. Sake of say dem dey summer you with better leagues for any screen, anytime, any day. No matter where you dey. For chicken money wey be 3,200 naira a month. Live from SuperSport on Showmax Pro. Make you sign up for showmax.com.
My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. Christ Apostolic Church, Covenant of Mercy, Mercy Camp presents 72 Hours with God. Theme, Grace. Guest artists, Big Bolaji, Evangelist Yinka Alashiori, Elijah Olorun Sobe, Evangelist Dari Melody, Bridget Adenubi Esther, Atinuke Adefisoy Rimajem, Benga Denuga, Chigozie, and our very host, God's anointed prophet of our time, Prophet Taiwo Ojo, and other ministers of God. 72 Hours with God will be happening live at CSC Mercy Camp, Kilometer 18, Ibadan Ife Expressway, Oshengere, Ikire Road, Ibadan. From Friday the 24th to Monday the 27th of March 2023, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., 3 to 5 p.m., Vigil, 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. For more information, please call 0805-027-5779 or 0813-726-6076. 72 Hours with God. Grace like never before. For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. 4 minutes past 7 o'clock. We open the phone lines right now. 070-55,949, 080-97,949. Those are the numbers to be part of the conversation this morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tinga Mario calling from Apacha.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Austin. Good morning, everyone there. I'm so happy this morning that the election has come and gone. And thank God that Governor Shimakile has won the election. Congrats to all Oyo State individuals. And on the issue of MC Oluomo, even if he's being interrogated, everything is not going to fall. Because his father is there. I mean, the Jagaban is there at Abuja. Somebody is there as well in Lagos. So nobody's going to pick him up. Assuming it's you and I, or anybody out there that makes such a frivolous statement, by now would have been picked by now. God help us. Thank you very much.
All right. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm John Joko. Thank you, Austin, and the two of you there. I was laughing when you were making your comments and the further political event in this country today. One Nigeria, thank you, that lady, is a sham. Better a good neighbor than a bad brother. From what happened in some part of the country, this lets me the problem. And let me tell you on Saturday, someone called from here. He said that the particular ethnic group in the eastern part of the country was being marginalized. I have 5 Yoruba friends I grew up with. They are living in Indonesia. I called them on that very Saturday and yesterday. They confirmed to me nothing like that happened. And so what I'm saying, Austin, Nigeria is a mere geographical expression and not a united nation. As expressed by our past leaders, the likes of Chief Obafemi Awolowo and Ahmadu Bello, in the late 40s, Young Gowon took over in 1966 as head of state and said the base for unity do not exist. However, let me thank God that this transmission worked well in the gubernatorial election, National Assembly election, and the State House of Assembly election, but was deliberately made not to work in the presidential election because I let compromise on the presidential election. John, who's on Joko, my name. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're live on Facebook. It is facebook.com/32FM949. Good morning.
Yes, this is Miriam. I'm calling from Odejai.
Please go on.
As regards the just constituted gubernatorial election, I would like to give kudos to INEC officials, security agencies, and also voters because really everybody really contributed a great quota. And I would like to congratulate the governors elect. And to those that are elected, I will urge them to even do more than they have been doing. And I pray Nigeria will be great again. That's my take. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Dayo Binoyo is my name.
Oh.
I just observed that it seems the media are now working against the interests of Yorubas. As I said yesterday, there was massive atrocities going on in this election in the southeast, and it was underreported. Why everything now focus on Lagos State? Other tribes, Yoruba, were disenfranchised totally in the southeast. I have the video, Austin, I can send it to you. They beat the Yorubas and Hausa furiously. They did not allow people to vote if you don't want to vote for Labour Party. Then MC Oluomo did nothing wrong compared to what happened in the southeast that was not reported. How the Igbos...
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Sulaiman Sheriff calling from now.
Good morning.
On Oyo State election, we must commend the security personnel because across all the 30 local governments, no report of violence. That means they did a wonderful job in that aspect. To governor-elect, congratulations to the governor, Makinde, because people through Oyo State really love him. That's the reason why they use their food to support him and reward him because of good deed and his performance and antecedents. That means I want to urge our politicians, please, let your personality and antecedents be good. If everything lapses along the way, it really affects you in the future. So let us be good in any way we find ourselves. That's my own take this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Adisanya. Mr. Ose, I want you to look at the voting pattern in Lagos from one angle. Prior to the election, people were forced to get PVC in Alaba market. And if you look at the voting pattern, is that not candidate ethnic profiling? I just want your opinion. Thank you.
All right. Do you want to react
yes,
to
an Igbo man did not contest election in Lagos. I can't remember whether an Igbo man contested as governor of Lagos State.
All right, let's take some comments on our Facebook. Hello, good morning. Okay. Facebook, Omade Adekle says, congratulations to all the newly elected governors and all the State House of Assembly throughout the Federation, especially here in Oyo State. The election results showed that the power of the electorate supersedes the power of political gladiators or political godfatherism. So I wish the good people of Oyo State best of luck in the second term of the Oyo State government led by Makinde.
Let's take some more from Facebook. Raji Afiza Bidemi says, good morning to those in the studio. Honestly, 18th March elections was between politicians and electorates, and it's good to be good to followers so that they will replicate it for you in multiple. Congratulations to People's Governor Sheyi Makinde. I want to urge him to continue the good work so that he'll have to say come 2027. All right, thank you for that one. We might be able to take one more call. Okay, 070-55,949. Also on Facebook, Balkis on Nodiro has this to say, let's give a round of applause to the security staff and INEC officials for a job well done. The entire procedure would have gone wrong without this team. The results of the Oyo elections demonstrates that what the electorate wants. I will implore the governor to keep his word regarding the areas where he acknowledged his administration has not operated at its best.
Raji Hafiz Raja says, good morning, Kenny and DENIKE. The 2023 election has come and gone, but some lessons learned from the conduct was that people are no more voting for the party but the personality. It shows if the politicians don't do well in office, there is power in the electoral hand to vote him or her out of power, which I believe is good for our democracy. We hope for more improvement in Nigeria's democracy in future to come. God bless Nigeria. We have some more calls to take. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alton. Good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
I think that I'll go along with Mr. Alton on this issue of ethnicity. It is important that there's a balance in this country. They attempt to want to say that all the problems that has to do with ethnicity only happens in a certain section of the country is not a fair judgment. Ethnicity problem occurs in the southeast, in the south, in the north, in the southwest. So to principally say it's only the Southwest is not fair. The likes of NC and a few people who also say that Lagos is no man's land are the few eggs that should be handled, that they should ensure that security should balance things, pick up those people, not just say it's one side. And at the end of the day, that is only how Nigeria can be united. Above all, congratulations to.
All right, Austin, before we go real quick, I wanted to get your thoughts on INEC saying that it will not conduct repeat polls where thugs disrupted the process. They're basically saying that this is a foreclosure of any supplementary elections.
Yes, there are conditions for supplementary election. If it is not substantial enough, of course, especially vis-a-vis the registered voters and people that collected PVC, if it's not substantial enough, the electoral act has given INEC a list to simply walk over it once conditions have been met for a winner to emerge. So that is just that. On ethnic profiling, it does not really happen so much, except there is crisis in the northern part of the country. It is we Southerners that are the problem of ourselves. That's the major issue. Look at power shift, for example. It is Southerner that came up and said power must shift to the south. It is the same Southerner that wake up and say no, let it be in the north so that we can run with them or what have you. It is not so pronounced in the northern part of the country, except there is a major crisis. That is when they profile people where you come from or what have you. It's a major battle between Yoruba and Igbo, which must be nipped in the bud. If it is not nipped in the bud, I've just told you, in the next 15 years, we might not recover from that. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I am DENIKE Adimoago.
I'm Kenny Jerusalem. Good morning.